Good, very early morning, JR Garage. Welcome to very cold Washington. We just spent the last 11 hours in our new Piper Cherokee 235 to fly up here from Los Angeles to pick up our new Piper. And guess what? It's a huge step up from a Piper Cherokee 235. You read that title and thumbnail correctly, we just bought a Piper Malibu. Yes, the airplane that is widely considered to be possibly the best piston aircraft ever made. And I would agree with that statement for a few very good reasons. We're talking a plane that is pressurized, goes up to 25,000 feet, has a twin turbocharged Continental 520 engine making over 300 horsepower. It seats 6 people, and get this, our plane in particular, which is right inside the hangar here, I'm about to walk in, this plane has 140 gallons of usable fuel. Are you kidding me? And on top of that, this plane is one of the most efficient planes out there. Get this, it'll do about 200 knots true on a smidge over 15 gallons an hour. That's insane. Do the math with 140 gallons, you pull it back, you can go for 15, 16, 1700 miles. And yes, we will put that to the test in a future video. The goal is to fly from LA to New York nonstop, and I think it can be done. So I'm sure you guys want to see the plane. So let's hop inside, show you around. Owen's busy talking with the owner, getting all the, his power settings down, learning all about the plane, any quirks and any nuances. He wants to know about them now. So let me show you around the plane, and then I'll tell you more about the deal and how we ended up with this plane, because it's a pretty crazy story. Let's go.
All right. Oh, it's so cold. Get me back inside. Take me back to Arizona. I miss 70 degrees and sunny. Okay, boom. There we go, guys. Oh yeah, the owner's a huge car guy too, so anyway. All right, there she is, and the cutest dog ever. So you're probably wondering, how does it carry 140 gallons of fuel? I thought it was 120. Well, this plane is equipped with the tip tanks. They're not like the Bonanza where it's a huge tank hanging off the side. Instead, it's just this portion of the wing that has 10 gallons aside in it, as you can see. So that gives a total of 140. But what's really cool is it's just right and left on the fuel selector. You don't have like 4 settings like the Cherokee 235. So it makes fuel management very easy. Got the boots here for anti-icing. And then this is where the magic happens. The Continental TSIO 520 twin turbocharged, twin intercooled, 2-bladed prop. You can get a 3-blade prop, but they're really expensive, like 30 grand. You can also get a 4-blade, but hey, if the 2-blade's working, why mess with it? Also, one of the coolest features I like about this plane, check out the front baggage area. It is a huge compartment that can actually fit, I'm pretty sure, like 4 sets of golf clubs. I'll put in the picture, I'll put in the video.
That I've carried up to 4 sets of golf clubs in the nose baggage. First set of clubs. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4.
That's one of the modern Piper sales team's sales pitch, is they show all the stuff that you can fit in this front baggage compartment. And of course you have the rear baggage behind the rear seat, so plenty of room. Sorry the plane's so dirty. The owner apologized. He pulled the plane out and it was raining the other day and he had no means to wash it to get all the dirt off, and I'm like, hey, just leave it, we're gonna detail it. And of course, retractable gear, beefy landing gear. And while we're talking about the engine, we have to mention the fact that these early Malibus from 84 to 88 came equipped with the Continental engine. If you know your Malibus, you would know that in 89 came out the Malibu Mirage, and that featured a Lycoming engine that makes 350 horsepower, so a bunch more power. You're probably thinking like, oh, this is great, I totally want the Lycoming Mirage. Well, no, you actually want the early Malibu, and I will stand by that statement, because the Lycoming motor is well known to have troubles running lean of peak. It really doesn't like it. In fact, they tell you to just run it at peak or a little rich at peak or whatever. So you're burning, I think, 19 gallons to go the same 200 knots, whereas this one is at 15 gallons. So far more efficient plane with the early Continental. Also, it's a little bit lighter. So the useful load's decent on this thing. It's like a little over 1,300 pounds, 1,330 maybe, whereas the Piper 235 is 1,450. So this thing can't even carry as much as the Piper 235, but hey, it wasn't designed to. So that's maybe like the one thing that you can complain about the Piper Malibu, is that it doesn't carry a ton of weight, especially when you have 140 gallons of fuel. You're a 2-3 person aircraft at best. But how often do you need to go 1,500 miles? Real quick guys, before we continue, I want to give a big shout out and thanks to the sponsor of today's video, Cook Unity.
Now, I don't know about you guys, but I love food. The problem is I rarely have the time to cook myself, and I probably lack the skill as well. And my other pet peeve is just how darn expensive food delivery and takeout have gotten. But don't worry, that is where Cook Unity comes in. Cook Unity is a chef-to-consumer platform that delivers freshly prepared, never frozen, restaurant quality meals directly to your door. They've partnered with over 90 chefs from top restaurants across the US to bring their signature dishes to your table every week. And don't worry, Cook Unity lets you pre-select what meals you want before they deliver them.
And boy, oh boy, do they have quite the selection to choose from. Get this, there's over 300 meals on their website, and they also have meals that fit your dietary preferences.
This week I chose the Korean brisket tacos, the chicken tikka masala, the pulled pork barbecue sandwich, and the filet mignon, just to name a few. And my favorite part, since these meals are pre-prepared, all you have to do is toss them in the microwave, and a couple minutes later you're ready to enjoy. Oh, and the portion sizes are fantastic. Just look at the size of this pulled pork barbecue sandwich. So start your new year off right by enjoying high quality meals in the comfort of your home without the hassle of meal prep or cleanup, all while getting 50% off your first order when you use the promo code JRAviation50. Once again, that is cookunity.com/JRAviation50 to get 50% off your first order of chef prepared meals delivered straight to your door. Now, without further ado, back to the video.
The next thing you'll notice is just how wide the wing is. This thing basically looks like a glider. And another drawback, not for us, but for other people, is that this plane will not fit in a standard T hangar. So that's a big problem for some people. Obviously we have a bigger hangar, so we don't mind, but that alone, I think it's 2, 3, 4 feet too big to fit in the standard T hangar. So you got to consider that if you know, you're looking to store your Malibu inside. But because of the ridiculously large wing, the gliding distance is absolutely nuts. At 25,000 feet, you can glide for about 50 miles, meaning you're flying around, you're hard pressed to not be in gliding range of an airport. So that's a super cool safety feature. All right, and then of course we got Jay here. As you guys saw last video, we hinted at picking up a new plane. Here she is. What do you think?
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, this is gonna be an awesome airplane. I think we're gonna have a bunch of fun in it.
Oh my gosh, look at the panel. So respectable panel, you know, it's not original, but it's not brand new. We got a 530 watts, we got the MX-20, and then a KFC 150 autopilot, which even though it's old, it's a really good autopilot. But clearly there's some room for improvement. Like, I don't know how crazy we want to go with avionics. I don't know, is this going to be a long-term keeper? Is it going to be fix and flip? I'm not sure, but this is like a plane I have on my like forever plane list because it's so good.
Comfortable. You again at 6'6", are pretty comfy back here.
Right, I really like a big 6-place plane. The A-36 is pretty good for someone my height, but this just takes it to a whole new level, at least in the back seat. Like, oh, so comfy, so much leg room. Look at this, I can easily just kick my legs up and be in paradise back here. So I'll be looking forward to that when it is flying.
Awesome airplane. I mean, you have 6 people, lots of fuel, range, speed. You can get over weather, some weather.
We're not gonna be flying this back with Owen, unfortunately. Why is that, Jay?
This airplane is unairworthy as of right now. It is out of annual, meaning we had to apply for a special ferry permit. You pilots may know that you're restricted to day VFR and no passengers, only required crew. Given this is a single pilot airplane, Owen is the only required crew. So yeah,
Dang.
Jeffrey and I will get to see Owen leave, but we're going back to Seattle to pick up the Cherokee and continue on that trip with the Cherokee.
What a chaotic night last night. We were set to land at Boeing Field. Well, we were set to land here, of course, and then the weather moved in a little bit. It wasn't bad, but like Piper Cherokee, first time flying it, unknown airplane, going through any sort of clouds or even just questionable icing situations. Like, we don't want to get into that. So we just went to Seattle instead, where it looked good, right? Gonna land at Boeing Field. And then all of a sudden, within about 2 minutes, we were about to enter the pattern. Weather was like slowly moving in some fog, and then boom, it just covered the runway and they went hard IFR. No one's like getting in, it was that bad. And they said, go somewhere else. So we had to divert to Payne Field, which was super cool. We saw the 777Xs being built. I'll put in those clips, but. And then we took a rental car to here, 2.5 hours. So not ideal, but hey, it works and it's the safest option.
Yeah.
And now we got to go back because we got to go pick up Christian and Tiffany from Montana. Like I said, this was a chaotic week. If you want, go check out the JR Garage video where we feature all of this madness, but we got 2 cars to pick up, 2 airplanes to pick up, all within the past
4 days.
4 days,
yeah. It's so, like 6 states in 4 days, yes. 2 cars, 2 airplanes.
And you're probably wondering why it is out of annual. Nothing major, just the owner's had it for 17, 18 years. Great guy, he took great care of the plane, but he's getting older and he's ready to move on to the next thing. But when he brought the plane into the shop to have them do the annual, they said, hey, we've got some bad news. A couple of those cylinders are below the minimum compression, which is Master Orifice tool would say like 48, 49 PSI, and they were like in the low 40s. So he's like, you gotta be kidding me. I just spent 20 grand topping the cylinders 300 hours ago. No joke, 300 hours ago. All new cylinders, and then they're already low compression, which is nuts. So he doesn't know why that is, but after spending that much money, he's like, I am not, spending more money on cylinders or an engine or diving into this. I want out of this plane. So he posted it for sale. So I was going back and forth with the owner. I really wanted the plane, but it's a big chunk of change, even out of annual, needing a interior, needing a little work here and there. These planes are, yes, a really good value, but also a hot plane. Everybody wants them, so it's hard to get a great deal. So had to step up to the plate on this one. I just hope when it goes in for the annual, we can get those cylinders addressed for not too much money, and then we don't find any other huge issues, and it can get an annual and we can get flying it, enjoying it, and then maybe upgrading the interior. I think that's definitely step number one if we want to go through with putting some money into it, because as you can see, it's just original 1984. It's just used, and I don't love the pink side panels. And then, the wood, it's looking a little tired. The headliner, it's coming apart in some places. I mean, it's a 40-year-old interior with 5,000 hours on it. It's not going to be perfect. But good thing we have our friends over at Aviation Creations. Ron and company will get this interior looking 10 out of 10 if we go through with that. But what do you guys think? Do the interior? Do the panel? What else can we do? Throw a PT-6 on it and turn it into a jet prop? No, just kidding. That'd be cool, but I don't think so. Even the panel doesn't really need anything. Yeah. It's just, it would be nice to have some fancy glass, but it could really need an interior, I think. Well, it doesn't need that either. That's just cosmetic, but we'll see. Comment down below, guys. Did I miss anything?
Cool thing about this airplane, specifically this airplane, it's not in every Malibu, is the heated windshield. So you can kind of see how the wiring for all that heat comes through.
How much is that, Jay?
It's a $30,000 option on the Malibu.
That piece of glass is 30 grand?
30 grand.
Don't get a rock chip in that. Holy smokes. So yeah, the factory early Malibus came with just this tiny little hot plate. Have you flown with the hot plate? So it just heats up a little 6-inch section so that, so you can see. Yeah. But this is so much nicer, a fantastic upgrade. And they don't make the hot plates anymore, so you got to go with this eventually. So if you have a hot plate and your windshield needs to be replaced, then you're stuck paying 30 grand. So the fact that it's already done, that's awesome. Enough of me rambling. We should got to Owen flying this bad boy. Yeah. Obviously we've got to leave now, so we can only film so much. We might get a startup or something, but Owen will have to just catch you guys in the air. He'll be focused on run-ups, taxis, all that stuff. So he'll probably just record on his GoPro when he's just sailing at 17,500 feet. And then just a minute ago, I added some cam guard. You guys have heard me preach that product before. I'm telling you, if you don't already run it, you're gonna be thanking me later. Super simple, you just add it to the oil. We're just checking the level real quick. All right, we got Owen here, fresh off talking with the owner. You got everything you need to know about it?
Yeah, so obviously he's owned this airplane for a long time, so he gave me the whole rundown, all the do's and don'ts with this airplane. I'm super excited to fly something like this. I don't have a ton of Malibu time, so I'm excited to learn the airplane and get this baby home to California.
Heck yeah. All right, so you have a GoPro, so even though I won't be able to be filming everything, you can get a few clips for me.
That's right.
Okay, there you guys have it. 830 Tango Papa, welcome home. Cut to Owen in the skies. Hear that one too. Wow.
Alright guys, up here in the new, to us, JR Aviation Piper Malibu.
830 Tango Papa. Up here at 15.5, she's running great, and I've kind of gone through everything. I can't find that much wrong with her, which is sensational. Another jackpot purchase, and super excited to see some of the stuff we'll do on this airplane. So as you guys know, this airplane is pressurized, currently sitting at a nice, comfortable 3,500 foot cabin altitude up here at 15.5, so I'll land feeling nice and refreshed. About 75% power, only burning 16 gallons per hour. That's 50 degrees lean a peak. So we are just sipping fuel, and about 3 hours left to go. Really fun airplane to fly so far. Really enjoying it. Hopefully maybe we'll keep this one for a little bit, get to put some time on it, and take it on some adventures. It's nice having the pressurization for sure, and as well as the turbo. Still producing 31 inches up here. You know, the Bonanza up here, it'd be struggling. But with those capabilities, it's quite a nice combination. Really liking this airplane so far. Nicely done, Piper.
Malibu 0 Tango Papa, contact fast approach 119.9er.
99 0 Tango Papa 0. Okay, Malibu 830 Tango Papa is out of 12.5 descending with the Victor.
Number 830 Tango Papa, NorCal approach, roger, open up to 3006.
Malibu 0 Tango Papa, number 2, follow Skylane on a 1 mile, final runway 31 right, clear to land.
Alright, number 2, we're clear to land, 390 Tango Papa. Okay, we got 3 in the green, flaps are full, yaw damps away, speed's looking good.
Malibu 0 Tango Papa, taxi parking via Zulu with me.
Be Zulu with you, 0 Tango Papa, thanks.
That it feels right.